Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson.
And once again, you've found us on Santa Rosa Week Mediacom Channel 27 every Saturday from 4:30 to 5. This week, Deborah, we have we're kind of in budget season now.
Heading into budget season.
Heading into budget season, and first off, I want to make I'm gonna throw out a suggestion, because I have watched this year after year after year. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the brief version of how it goes. We start talking about it in February. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 7 months we tie up department heads and personnel and county commission meetings and special meetings and all this about the budget. All right, now here's my suggestion. My budget hearings will only take about 5 minutes. Each department head will be called to the podium at a county commission meeting, and each constitutional officer will be called to the podium. And each of those individuals will be told, hey, it's been a good year and you can have 3% more. Or, hey, it's been a bad year and you're going to cut it 10%. And 2 weeks from now, you're going to come back and tell us that you've accomplished that. And we don't want to hear about your problems of how you're going to manage it. That's, you make $100,000 a year to make those decisions. We're not here to babysit you or stick a pacifier in your mouth. This is how it's going to be. We're the Board of County Commissioners. It is our job to set the spending in this county. Thank you for stopping by.
Bad cop.
Well, look, seriously, look at some of these department heads.
Yes.
$115,000, $125,000,
Yes.
$135,000 a year.
Yes.
And we've got to tie up the people's time at commission meetings and struggle and arm wrestle and play political games. No, I do not agree with that. The Board of County Commissioners are the ones that by law collect the ad valorem tax revenue. And by law, they need to collectively grow a backbone, and they need to say, okay, Mr. Sheriff, this is what you get, period, end of story. Don't want to hear any argument out of you. If you think you need another person over there, don't come ask us for money 2 months before the budget process starts. You cut something from some other place. We're not here to manage your department. It is our job to tell you how much money you have to spend this year, period, end of story.
And they're going to have less this year. We know
Well,
that.
absolutely. Look, I'm very proud of the people of our county. Very proud of the people in the state, because we were asked and we said yes, we want property tax relief.
Yes.
The property owners in our county are tired of carrying the burden for everything that gets done. The non-property owner, the tourist, I'm sure we get a little bit of tax off of them. But the property owners have been carrying the blunt of all of every service that gets handed out, and we were tired of it.
Although theoretically, we're the ones using the services.
Well, I tell you what, and I heard a comment today. The next thing that we have to do is, we're going to be cutting services. We've heard that speech before. Now, let me look into the camera when I say this. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to a few county commission meetings in my life, and not one time have I ever seen a citizen walk forward and say, you guys don't do enough for me and I want you to do more. What I have seen is a whole stream of people every year at budget season go up there and say, you spend my money foolishly, and you do absolutely, there's a lot of things you do for me that I don't appreciate.
Well, we had the spectacle last year and the year before where the commission threatened to cut funds to the ball programs,
Right.
and make them pay for electricity. And of course, that was
just punishment.
It was some kind of punishment for people voting for Amendment 1.
How dare the citizens of the state vote for Amendment 1 and take money away from me, even though I got a 19-something% increase in 1 year and blew it all. I mean, that huge increase was gone in a blink of an eye.
And The secret way that we found out that was sort of ridiculous was when we paid $3.1 million for a $900,000 property. The
Yeah,
villa property.
well, absolutely, and
We knew at that point, we knew there was money to spare
right, and
sitting around.
and absolutely. Now the last show I forgot, so I'm gonna have to double up on this show, ladies and gentlemen. Santa Rosa Week is always shovel ready. We are always shovel ready. I want Gordon Good and Bob Cole and Don Salter to know that this TV show is shovel
We
ready.
strive to be shovel ready.
Well, we are shovel ready. We're ready to go.
We are.
We're ready to go at a drop
What's on the
of
ground?
a hat. You know, they make the budget process so burdensome and so complicated, and all the little games that we play. You see how much money's coming in. You tell the department heads what they have, and what it's looking like right now, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is a preliminary number, but it looks like the tax revenue from property taxes will drop from 52.8 million that it was last year, or in the present budget season. It potentially is going to drop down to about 47.5 million.
Because
So,
property values have declined.
I'm hearing that potentially almost $1 billion worth of property value has come off. The beaches are certainly down. Coastal areas, property values have gone down. Real estate across the board. Well, every piece of property in Santa Rosa County has dropped in value except the Pullum property,
Yes,
and it went up.
that increased quite a bit.
Yeah, it went from $2,900 to $37,000.
So of course we paid full price for it.
Well, we paid more than full price.
It is shovel ready.
You know, there are some, and look, while we're on the Pullum property there for a minute, I had a conversation with Greg Brown, our property appraiser, and Greg, I want you to remember this, and I know you're going to sit there smiling since I've called your name out. I want to remind you that Mr. Pullum got $37,000 an acre for that property. And when the next tax season rolls around, the 45 acres that he owns that actually is shovel ready with roads and infrastructure in it,
It's got to be worth more.
I'm looking to you to have that on the tax rolls at more than $37,000 an acre. And I think I made a promise to you, and I'm going to let our viewers know what that promise is. If that property is not on the tax rolls for over $37,000, I, Jerry Cooey, will get in my automobile and drive to the Department of Revenue myself in Tallahassee, Florida, and I will register my complaint about that. So, Greg, I want us to stay friends and all,
I believe you.
but fair is fair. If we pay a man $37,000 an acre for a piece of property, the rest of what he owns there better be taxed at that same amount. Okay?
More because it's platted and
Absolutely.
developed.
I'll get off my
Okay.
little soapbox there. Now, a little birdie, and I'm fixing to throw another fit here. We're down. Our budgets are down. We supposedly have had a countywide hiring freeze for almost a year and a half now. We know the budget's fixing to be down again. And Bob Cole, you have to excuse me because I'm probably yelling a little bit now, and I know it offends you when somebody yells at you a little bit. But in all of this, and revenue's down, and we've taken money, an organization like ARC who gets next to nothing from the county, then we
Right.
take money from them
And they actually use it for something
and put
productive.
an organization that actually does great work for us, and we take money from them and